afternoon, yogis. Welcome to Team Stretch. Just a nice 15 to 20 minutes to work out those kinks. I do have two pups in the room. I've got Miss Pepper Jones, you're familiar with, walking around, and if I can tilt my camera just a little bit to show Miss CeCe there taking a nap. My hope is that she will be tired enough from daycare not to cause too much trouble. But if she does decide to get up and move around, that's okay, because today we're going to do a little bit more energetic style flow. So we will be standing primarily for this series. So you may want a yoga mat that's going to help with your grip. Definitely recommend barefooted so that you can really kind of feel the earth, activate those little muscles, stabilize your balance. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. So I am going to move on back to my space. Forgive me, I might have to move my camera angles just a little bit so that you can see me standing. There we go. Okay, so we are going to meet at the top of our mats in what we call Tadasana pose, or equal standing. So I'll demonstrate for you here. We want our feet about a dollar bills width, or about two of your fists. Roll those shoulders up, down, and back, and then pull the palms forward. So we're pulling those shoulder blades nice and taut. Low belly is in, so we have a nice flat spine here. And we can close our eyes and just take a moment to settle in, letting go of anything leading up to this moment. We'll find a nice cleansing breath. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, sigh it out. Last and final release, nice slow, low belly inhale all the way through the nose, stretching the crown of the head to the sky. And exhale, let it go. Slowly allow the eyes to float open. We're going to move into a half sun salutation. So it's going to be one breath per movement. We're going to start to really align our breath with our flow. We're trying to allow it to be about 4 counts or more in equal measure. So hands by your side, starting off into Tadasana. We're going to inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. In through the nose, out through the nose. Beautiful. Inhale, lift those arms back up. Nice and wide as you exhale, 4 counts or more, all the way to the ground. Soft bend in your knees. Don't lock up those knees. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. So hands can come to shins, thighs, or blocks. Nice flat back here. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, root to rise. We're starting over. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, 4 counts or so, heart center. Inhale, arms up and wide, hinging at the hips, leading with the heart. Forward folds. And hands to ground, shins or thighs, halfway lifts, lengthen, pull the shoulders back, elongate the spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, root to rise, lift the arms, maybe lift the gaze. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just a couple more just like that. Stay with your flow. Inhale, arms up. Open wide, forward fold, flat back. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, root to rise, lift up. Last round here, high to the sky, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your gaze, nice and wide, swan dive down with the exhale. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're going to hang out here in ragdoll, so feet can stay here if it'd be more comfortable. Take them a little bit wider, hips stacked over knees, over ankles. And you can fold your hands inside your elbow creases. And just let all that weight roll off your shoulders, off your neck. Shake your head, yes. Nod it no. Maybe gently sway side to side. So again, soft bend in the knees. We never want to lock out our joints here. Maybe even a deep bend if we need it. Give yourself about 3 breaths here. This can be in stillness or exploration of movements. Starting to move however feels good. Release your bind. If you had it, go ahead and walk those feet back hip distance apart. Again, that can be 2 of your fists. We're gonna move into some standing lunges. We'll start with that halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Hands on the ground here. We're gonna lunge that left leg back so that we're in a runner's lunge. So light on your fingertips here, framing your front foot, knee is over ankle. Activating that back leg. See if you can inhale and sweep the arms up to the sky. Hands at heart center or hips is totally fine if that helps you to feel a little bit more stable. And see if you can kind of circle your back foot forward so that your ankle is over your toes. So you're nice and active in both legs. And then maybe you can sink down a little deeper and then use that foundation to lift the arms up. Gaze to the sky. Breathing steady for 3, 2, 1. Runner's lunge. Bring your hands back down to frame that foot. Go ahead and drop down onto that back knee for a low lunge. So you can keep the toes active here if you're looking for a little bit more strength. Or if you'd like to uncurl the toes, that can help you to get a little deeper into the stretch. We're going to walk the hands up to the knee. Gazing out over the horizon line. Let's take a moment to settle here. So again, you can stay. Hands to heart center or overhead. One more big breath in. Exhale, release the hands down. We're going to shift the hips back for half splits prep. So you're going to come onto the heel of that front foot. Try to keep your hips nice and square. So what I mean by that is they're level. You might want to have to pull that right hip crease back a little bit. Hinge at the hips, just like your half sun salutation. And lead with the heart. Soft bend in that knee is fine. A nice deep hamstring stretch. I can even feel this a little bit in the low back. And you can play here, maybe point and flex, or roll the toes in or out. Slowly bend back into that knee, frame your foot. We're gonna curl those back toes, runner's lunge once more. Crown of the head and heart is stretching forward. Deep breath in, left leg meets right, forward folds. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, root to rise, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And move to the other side. Inhale, arms up and wide. Exhale, swan, dive it down. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. This time we're gonna lunge that right leg back so that left leg is forward. Starting with that runner's lunge, light on fingertips. See if you can kind of lift your belly off of your thigh. Even if it's just a tiny bit, mine tends to connect, that's okay. Just looking for that engagement as we lift the arms up, overhead, heart center or to the hips. So we'll take that little adjustment here. You're kind of sinking back like that. Activate by rolling forward, ankle over that ball mound of the foot. Drop down into the little hips a bit, and then sweep the arms up. Use that energy of the inhale to lift your ribs away from your hip crease. Beautiful. Exhale, release. We're going to frame that foot runner's lunge. Drop down onto the back knee. Uncurl the toes if you wish. Maybe bring the hands up, and we're going to hang out here just a little bit. Stretching that hip flexor wherever the arms feel most comfortable. About 3 or so deep breaths. And with your exhale, frame the foot once more, shifting the hips back for that half split spread. Or in Sanskrit, you may hear Ardha Hanumanasana, or half Hanuman pose. And we're hinging at the hips, trying to keep a nice flat low back. Hips are level with one another, maybe kind of pulling that left hip crease back. Allow your breath to be nice and steady. Maybe points, flex, roll the toes in or out. Kind of find that little spot with some resistance that needs extra love. Breathe into it. Bend back into that knee. From our low lunge, curl the back toes, lift the knee up. Runner's lunge, heart stretching forward, shoulders peeling back, breathe in. Right foot will meet left, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, root to rise, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, hands come to heart center. I'm going to take a nice breath here, inhale. And then exhale, start to drop the hips down and then slide them back. With your next inhale, lift the heart towards the thumbs for chair pose. Again, you can stay here or lift the arms up, squeezing those low ribs down, activating your core as you kind of zip up the belly button. We're going to use the strength, hands to heart center. See if you can balance on one foot. We're standing on the right leg. Left knee up. And we're going to do this nice and controlled, just bringing the hips back. Heart stays lifted. Lunge that left foot back. Crescent lunge on the ball mount of that back foot, lifting and breathing in. Exhale, open out, warrior two. So we've got both ball mounts aligned up here. So it's like we're on a tightrope, right? Relax the shoulders, maybe flip the palms down to find a little bit more ease. Make sure you can see your two big toes. Breathe in. Exhale, side angle, elbow to knee to modify. Inhale, lift those ribs up and away for peaceful warrior, gazing up at your right palm. Look for length first and then bend. Keep me that same bend in that front knee, surfing knee back over ankle, breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, left hand down, revolve side angle. So we're gonna shimmy that right blade of the foot over. You can drop down onto the knee if you like, but this one, finding a nice twist. Keep that breath flowing. Moving that energy through your body. Exhale, release that twist. Same transition, lift up into your runner's lunge. Step the left foot to meet right, forward folds. So feel free to take a moment here to catch your breath if you need. You can take your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toes. And let the head hang heavy. Feel free to kind of pull the heart towards the thighs here, elbows out. 3 breaths. We are going to finish that sequence out on the other leg. Release your bind, halfway lift, inhale. exhale, fold. We're gonna find chair again, this time sit down and then lift up. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper on this round. Stay with the hands at heart center or arms up to the sky. Balancing on that left leg, hands to heart center, kind of keep the hips low, squeezing everything in. See if you can hinge forward and lunge that right foot back. Opening up, lifting through crescent to warrior two. So I'm going to just switch sides here so you can see. Aligning like you're on a nice tight rope. Maybe flip the palms, find a little bit more ease in the upper body. Left elbow to left knee. Side angle. Inhale back, peaceful warrior. Lift those ribs up, settle down into your hips. Big breath in, opening up those side bodies, revolve side angle, right hand down. Left arm spins open. Feel free to drop down onto that knee if you need, or stay upright for a little bit more challenge. Exhale, release. Lifting up into that pose of your lunge. Breathe in. Step it forward. Forward fold. All the hard work is done. Take a moment here to connect back to your breath. Releasing your bind. We're going to do one more little chair pose. So sinking the hips down, hands at heart center. Squeezing, lifting onto the toes. Into a little toe squat here. And kind of squeeze the thighs together to keep your balance. Heart lifts into your thumbs. And then just eventually come down onto your seat. Enjoy a nice forward fold to wrap this up. So this can be a forward fold of your choice. I happen to really like butterfly pose that can help balance the hips after our Warrior Two series, so rocking side to side. Finding those nice two bony points of your sit bones, maybe placing blocks under the knees as needed. You can also take a seated staff pose or wide-legged forward folds. So nice and tall, breathe in. Exhale, hinge forward. It's going to be a lovely place to rest the head. So if you have blocks, pillows, you can bring them to you. Or if you can reach the elbows to the ground, just gently cup your eye sockets. Or bring your hands to prayer. Notice if you feel your heart beating a little bit faster. Now's the time to start to slow it down. Continue that flow of samavriti, or equal part inhale, equal part exhale. Maybe see if you can start to elongate the inhale. Match and measure with the exhale. Closing the eyes in stillness for just a few more moments. Slowly, as you can, begin to lift up one vertebra at a time. The shoulders up, down, and back. Maybe just come to a nice, easy seat. I'm just going to take a few moments here to address the upper body, rolling the shoulders in one direction, and then the other. Let your ear drop to the right shoulder, rolling through center, to the left shoulder. Just a couple more times. Next time your chin meets your chest, gently lift your gaze. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Both the light and the dark that reside in me, honor and recognize that within each and every one of you. Namaste, yogis.